Hi everyone, Alan here, Our History, Your Story. Now, with our man Tom Stoltman being the world's strongest man, that's right, the strongest man in the world is a Scotsman, and I'm pretty sure that means that Scotland's now the strongest country in the world. Pretty sure that's how it works. And because of this, I've decided to explore the history of the Dinnie Stones. The Dinnie Stones, I hear you say. What's that? What are they? Well, before I get to that, let me provide some context. Basically, back in the day, countries, Scotland included, but the Scandinavian countries and other countries in Europe used to have these things called manhood stones. And essentially, when you could get to the age or the strength where you could lift that stone, you were considered a man and, a warrior within the village. Now, this hardly seems surprising in Scotland, because after all, you've got a hard and rugged terrain, you've got to protect your clan chief, you've got to protect your family, and you've got to work the land. So, you've got to be strong. Now that I've provided you with some context, let's get back to the Dinnie Stones. Now, the Dinnie Stones are a little bit later than the Manhoon Stones, what I've mentioned, but as you know, there's a cultural significance that kind of leads to these Dinnie Stones. The Dinnie Stones are believed to date from about 1830, and they actually started out as counterweights for the bridge, which is just over there. Now, why they were made famous and why they're called the Dinnie Stones is they were made famous by a gentleman called Donald Dinnie, and he took the stones 17 feet across the bridge, which is just over there, a fantastic feat of strength. Now, the Dinnie Stones are just behind me. The keen observers might have already observed that. They're just there. The smaller one weighs 318, the larger one weighs 414, and they're comprised of granite. And they're based here in Aberdeenshire. A strange aside is that the Dinnie Stones were actually lost for a period of time, just after the First World War, and they weren't found again until 1953. I honestly don't know how you could lose them. They're massive. Who's moving them? At the start of the video, I stated that because Tom Stoltman is the world's strongest man, that Scotland is the strongest country in the world. And because of that, you might expect that the record for the longest continual walk with the Dinnie Stones is held by a Scotsman. Sadly, it is not. It's held by American strongman Brian Shaw. I suppose you can't have it all. This has been Our History, Your Story. I've been Alan, and this has been the history of the Dinnie Stones. Please remember to like and subscribe. Join us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And Tom Stoltman, if you're watching, get this sorted.